Welcome back to the Casual Car Camper. I'm your host, Brian, and today I have a find I found at Walmart. This is an Ozark Trail 4-person dome tent. Doesn't have a name, but that's fine. So this little tent was in their clearance section, and that's why I'm showing it, because, you know, people are sometimes worried about, well, this says it's been damaged. It said package ripped, it's half off, normally a $35 tent, only $18. This is probably just going to be either used as a backup tent, or if I decide to go like hiking and I don't want to carry a big heavy tent because this is fairly light, I might use this. So let's see here. Let's see if the claims are true. So yes, the bag itself, fairly ripped, covered in tape. And now the cardboard liner, fairly chewed up. Looks like someone's dog got at it. So now let's see here. So what does the Walmart brand Ozark Trail come with? Oh, little hammock to hang stuff in. And it has a little holder for putting like a tablet in, so you can hang in and watch videos hands-free inside the tent. Patch for the floor. Still looking for those instructions. Okay, some of the standard steel posts, not my favorite, but we'll use them for today. Everything in this is brightly colored. 6 months warranty. I think I've had this more than 6 months. So let's take a look at the poles. It's just your standard tent poles. It's a little windy today, so I don't want to lose any of my containers, so I'm putting them off to the side so they're safe. We have a rain fly. Then we have a tent. I'm going to move into an open area and set this up and see how it looks. Okay, let's do this. The door looks like they leave the door open to pack it, so that's how we're going to pack things up. Let's take it out. It looks like it has a little entryway. Instructions were on the inside. It says the last step should be to put the poles in, but I'm going to put a couple spikes in just because it's a little windy and I don't want to fly them. Okay, next, double your pole and then put them into place. Okay, so what also I did here is this tent has a little piece probably for connecting to the rain fly. I ran the poles through there so that they're easier to get at the piece when it's assembled. I can always pull that out later. Again, this is why you always want to try stuff out before you actually go and end up in the woods with things. Okay, so the way this assembles is very similar to most tents I've had of the dome style, is that there are sleeves on the top that you just run the tent poles through. Don't get frustrated if the poles come apart a couple times while you're doing this. Sometimes they will do that, especially when they're brand new. So there's these little metal ferrules, and you're going to put them inside. Most of these have clips that clip on poles for stability. The stake part, you just go along, put in the loops, make sure, and it said to make sure that your floor is staked out evenly. And it recommends going in about a 45-degree angle into the ground, which is the first time I've seen that, and that's probably why mine have a tendency to come out. Okay, so our tent is set up. Not that high. It says it's 4 feet. It doesn't even feel that high. I can sit in here. For my 6'3" frame, this is a little low. So it would be hard for me to lay, and I could curl off. All the screen is basically windows. One thing it didn't say it had in the description, but I kind of like, is it's got a little pass-through point here, which I'd probably use. Looks like it's designed for your shoes, and that's what I use it for, is my shoes. And you can actually access it from the inside too. What do you say we grab the rainfly, throw that on, and see how it looks all put together? And how hard it is to put the rainfly on. Blast pull is smaller, and this is actually for the rainfly to give it more stability, I'm assuming. It's supposed to be a sleeve on the inside of the rainfly that this goes into. Best guess, this is it. So the sleeve for this model is a little hard to find, especially considering it's hard to tell what's the inside and the outside. But a lot of times, if you look, this side's a little shiny around the seams in this side. So that's usually the inside, as the seams have been coated with seam sealer. Okay, campers, there is a hole in the top two grommets on the front. That's where this feeds in. So the next step after leading this in is to walk around and put the connectors into the metal rings that you also put the stakes through. And if I was going to leave this set up, this does have guidelines on it. They're on each side. You'd run them out, put a stake through at a 45-degree angle. There's also one in the back, and the back also has a zipper that you can, to get more airflow if you want to cross breathe. Now, might as well try setting up the, this also has external cord. If you're like running a generator or something, you want to run electricity into your tent, you can. Or if you're at a campsite that has electricity, you can run extension cord in and power whatever you need in your tent, like if you're using an electric heater or something. And I'm going to set these up just for example. I'll bring you in once they're all. All right, campers. So this is our final product. Here's our gear storage pocket, which has a pass-through. Right. 1 second. Right here. You have a pocket there for putting your stuff at the end of the day. Like I said, this little pocket here, you can put like your phone in or your tablet and lay at the front by the door and watch videos. And then you have a hammock that you can store stuff on. I don't know how good that would be for storage, or that I would just use that for stability and not storage, because you have another pocket here as well. The issues I'm seeing with this is that I prefer a rainfly that actually covers the whole front. This in rain might actually get wet. And here you can see on the back you have a zipper to let more air in for a cross breeze. And then more guy lines. All right, campers, I am back. What I did is I moved this out of on the main part of my backyard. I'm going to actually set up the guy lines, and I have a rainstorm coming in tonight through tomorrow, and we're going to see how wet it gets in here and if the stakes actually hold it in place. My success parameters are there's no water on the inside when I check it tomorrow night, and it's still in the same location when I check it tomorrow night. If I have to run out here some point tomorrow to grab the tent and drag it inside so it doesn't blow away, that's going to be a failure in my book. If it's soaked on the inside, that's going to be a failure, but that's a failure I might be able to fix. All right, so I'm going to put the guy lines on, and then I'll be back. You know the funny thing, these are actually GUY lines, not GUIDE lines. Okay, campers, what I'm doing here is I'm putting the stake through the outer loop of the guy lines and making sure it's nice and taut. what you can also do if you need to tighten it up just a little bit, you can move the grommet up and it tightens everything nicely. Okay, campers, tent's all set, ready to go. I made one change from when I originally set it up. I actually ran the same stake through the grommet for the storage and the front porch entryway area, and it's all set, ready to go. We're going to leave this out in the elements and see how it does for 24 hours. So I'll see you after the test is done. All right, campers, welcome back. It is 2 days later. The tent has a time for the outside to dry. Didn't blow away. Stayed in place. No damage on the outside that I can see. So let's open her up and see if we can find any water. Got a little bit on the entry here, but that's about it. A little puddle. We have a dry. Oh, looks like we may have got a little bit of water at the very front here, and a couple little drops over there. But overall, a pretty dry tent. Yeah, it looks like by the storage area we may have got a little bit of water over the last day or so. And that could also just be the ground underneath. So all in all, held up pretty good in the storm. Looks like I might have a couple little holes in the. That's our problem. We have one hole from the grass because we didn't use a ground cover in the floor, but we can fix that. All right, campers. Looks like it held up fairly well as can be expected. $20 tent. I would say this is a little on the large side for single-person backpacking, but if you're backpacking with someone else, it'd be a good tent for that. You can use it for regular camping if you're a shorter person. 6'3", you're gonna be by yourself, flying ways, or wrapped around someone. That's about the only way you're fitting in here, curled up in a ball. But otherwise, it's not a bad tent. Now we're gonna see how hard it is to break down and put back in the bags. Okay, so at this point, I forgot to pull out the internal stuff, so I'm going to pull that stuff out now. Normally, should be the first thing you pull out so you don't forget it. Okay, camper. This is a bad job of getting back in the box. Bag. I'll probably end up picking up a new bag for this anyway, so I'm not going to worry about pulling this all apart and trying to get back in it again. But overall, it's not a bad little tent. A little small for me, but I have some friends that can use it. And if nothing else, it's a good backup tent. So if something happens to my main tent, I have a backup. All right, campers, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave a comment down below or contact me directly on the Casual Car Camper on Facebook. If you're enjoying my content, please help me out and give me a like, a share, and a subscribe. And comments do help the algorithm as well. And remember, as always, as long as you're having fun, you're doing camping right.